Joining us now for more on the debates is the co-chair of the Republican National Committee, Lara Trump. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Lara. Both campaigns quickly confirmed their participation in these two debates, one on June 27th, hosted by CNN, the other on September 10th, which will be hosted by ABC. I'll be moderating alongside our David Muir. What does Trump want to accomplish in these two debates?
Well, first of all, let me just start by saying we're happy to know now that we can have debates. We kind of had to figure that out, I think, a little bit by mistake of Joe Biden's when he went on a very popular radio show with Howard Stern and told the world that he would be willing to debate Donald Trump. To be honest with you, up until that moment, the campaign and the RNC really had no idea because we couldn't get an answer. But it's vital that we see the candidates who want to lead our country, be the leader of the free world, to see these two people on a stage together, to have them talk about what they both did in their terms as presidents, because now we have that unique opportunity to compare two presidencies and what their vision is for the future of this country. I think if you go out and talk to most Americans, and the polling would reflect this, they have a huge concern with the current state of our economy. Life is very unaffordable for people right now, specifically because of inflation. We need to hear from these candidates. What is their plan for that? You look back to Donald Trump's term as president, inflation was much lower. Life was significantly easier for people, more affordable. What about our southern border? We need to ask Joe Biden questions about why we've had over 10 million illegal immigrants cross our southern border and come into this country. What is the plan to tackle that issue? We need to hear from these two men, and we need to hear from them before people start casting their votes. And we know that early voting starts in September for many states. That is why this is so important. So despite the fact that Joe Biden put a bunch of regulations on this, things that will likely make it easier for him to perform here, Donald Trump's task will, of course, be to compare his presidency to Joe Biden's presidency and their vision for the future of this country. And I don't think there's a doubt in anybody's mind that Donald Trump will come out on top.
And Lara, you mentioned those regulations. The Biden campaign has proposed a series of ground rules, like mics cutting off after allotted time, no audience. Is the RNC on board with these rules? And do you all have any ground rules of your own?
Well, you heard directly from President Trump. He said anywhere, anytime, any place. And we didn't hesitate. We jumped at this opportunity because despite the fact that I do think these things will be advantageous for Joe Biden, no. We are willing to meet Joe Biden wherever he wants and under whatever rules he wants to impose. That is how confident our candidate in Donald Trump truly is. What we have proposed are more debates, because traditionally the Commission on Presidential Debates holds 3 debates, I think, as you just talked about in your package leading into this. These are only 2 debates, but what we've said is, yes, we will do the one in June. We would propose one in July. We would propose one in August. We have agreed to the September debate, and we have also agreed to the October debate hosted by Fox News. And we think, of course, there should be a vice presidential debate as well. More is always better. We need more time to hear from these 2 candidates. And again, how they are going to help the average American, how they are going to lead this country, and again, be the leader of the free world. It is so vital because we cannot continue down the path we are on. I think that is why people are ready in June of all times to hear from these 2 men. I think it's going to be amazing, and we're ready. No, we have no regulations of our own.
And you said that there should be a vice presidential debate. That is, in theory, on the horizon. And with the president spending a lot of time in a New York courtroom, should he announce, would you believe, his running mate sooner than later, sooner than maybe is typical, so that someone can be on the trail campaigning?
Well, I think the unique opportunity Donald Trump has right now is that despite the attempt to keep him off the campaign trail, we're hearing from Donald Trump every time he goes into that courtroom first thing in the morning on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays most weeks, and whenever he's leaving the courthouse. Most networks take that. Most networks cover it. Most people actually get to hear from him, likely more than they otherwise would. So any attempt that has been made with this ridiculous trial to keep him off the campaign trail doesn't seem to be working. To the vice presidential pick, I'll say that Donald Trump is ever the showman. He will decide the right time to announce that. Any prediction I might make, you know, he's going to make sure he does it at the time that he feels is appropriate. And he is always his best surrogate, and I think he will continue to be that.
Do you think he has an idea just yet who his running mate's going to be?
I think he's got some ideas he's been throwing around. You've seen a lot of people make appearances at Mar-a-Lago. Some people make appearances with him there in the courtroom. But I think he'll be very tight-lipped right up until the last moment.
In a post to X, RFK Jr. accused Trump and Biden of colluding to lock America into a head-to-head matchup. He says he's being excluded because both campaigns are afraid that he would win. Would Trump debate RFK at the same time as Biden if he meets the requirements?
Well, he said that he will do the October debate that Fox News is hosting, and that is a debate hosted by the Commission on Presidential Debates. So presumably, if RFK has enough percentage of the polling to make it to that debate, absolutely. Donald Trump has said anywhere, anytime, any place, and that goes for RFK Jr. as well.
RNC Co-Chair Lara Trump, we thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.